Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft. A few of you have been saying to me, Lathrix, have you stopped playing Robocraft? There's been no videos for 5 days. And well, of course, that is not true. Just at the moment, I am still pretty darn ill, going in and out of hospital. It turns out I had a bit of a misdiagnosis, which led to me having a longer recovery time than I otherwise needed. So I'm still pretty under the weather, but I'm now finally on the right medication, everything's going better, and we can start doing things again, such as Robocraft. So today we're going to be, getting away from the medical side of things, which honestly bores the crap out of me, so it must be very dull for you when you're not even the one ill. We're going to be making a tier 7, because honestly, the tier 7 you can currently see me destroying wasn't quite living up to its expectations. Well, honestly, that's not 100% true. It's doing quite well, but I don't really want it anymore. The Medicrab was oddly efficient for what it was. It was essentially a very basic walker with nothing else really to it. It was just a walker with healing weapons, over-tiered healing weapons, and it actually did its job pretty well. It was quite sturdy, but I want something different. I'm trying to cut down on the medics because I had far too many at one point, and honestly I've grew a little bit tired of them. So, today, on one of those, I'm going to try and make a quite compact little flyer. That's my goal today. My goal is for a flyer. Now, I've never tried this before. I want a hover flyer. It's something I've never personally did before, so it's going to be a bit of an interesting, bit of experimentation, honestly. I don't want it any more than 5 wide, okay. And obviously I want the cockpit protected, so the idea I'm having is using 4 rudders as the wings, so to speak, and having it on 2 different planes. So wings down here, wings up here, so it's kind of like a wedge in a way. Like a drone, almost, in terms of its actual style. So that's the basic idea I'm going for. So I'm just building it out of regular blocks now, just to kind of get the gist of what the hell I'm talking about myself. Because honestly, I've went into this with a vague idea in my head, a hope in my heart, and that's essentially it. Now, if we can avoid, now that's a big thing, if we can avoid over-tiering like a madman, I will do this. However, if I cannot avoid it, then it's going to be par for the course, and I'm not going to design anything simply to avoid that. Because, well, quite frankly, at the moment, flyers aren't having the nicest of times due to rails everywhere. Oh my lord, they're in my hair. Yes. So I have no idea where that came from, but it is there now. Yes, I can see the idea I have in my head. It's a vague idea, it must be said, but an idea nonetheless. And it flattens out here. That's a bit too deep, honestly, so perhaps shrinking that a little bit so it's more like this. And now it just looks like a cheese wedge. The cheese wedge of flying destruction. None can protect against the mighty cheese wedge. However, I don't really want the mighty cheese wedge, I want the mighty flying machine that kills things. It tends to be a little bit more efficient at killing things, I heard, than the cheese wedge. Unless it's the cheese wedge of doom, in which case, well, all preconceptions are null and void, honestly. Something like that, then use the tetras to do this. Okay, no, yes, okay. That's a vague idea, I guess. It's kind of getting there in my head, and, honestly, no, it's not. But the point is, we're trying, and I'm ill, so I have an excuse. That's going to be my excuse for weeks anyway. Oh, you didn't do well in a game. Well, I am rather ill, you see. That's not as good looking as it was in my head. And also, where the hover's going to go. Ah, yeah, good point, the hovers. The hovers are a thing I wanted. The soft underbelly can house the first hover. Then 2 hovers can simply stick out here and here. Or perhaps here. Perhaps here. And then 1 can be on the back, since we're not finished yet designing the reverse of the vehicle. The problem is right now the wings are vulnerable as anything, which is a bit of a concern. Also, it's not as pretty as I imagined in my head, which is very sad. I like pretty. Pretty things are cool. Well, not cool, they're simply pretty. That's kind of the point of them, honestly. How about if we armour this up further? Because further is cool. Then we have this move back, so this can go up, and then that goes there. This is here, and 9! Darn. Da! That's better. Okay, so, something like this. I don't mind it looking a bit small, so that's kind of the point. I want like a compact flyer for once, but I would like it to still look flyer-esque, honestly. And I feel that the front's just too long. It's just... yeah. There we go. That looks decent. No, it doesn't, but the point is I'm getting towards decent. It's a long process of looking at what you've made, being disgusted by it, and thinking to yourself, oh dear lord, what kind of Frankensteinian monster have I actually produced today? After which, you think of a good idea and build it up. It's kind of cute in its own blocky sort of way, but it does look almost like it was built in Minecraft, honestly. So that's not exactly a plus when it comes to Robocraft. Also, I need more Tetras. Give me 10! And hold the onions. Actually, no, give me onions. I want onions. I'm hungry. Yes, flicken. Well, it's certainly a thing. Well, I have to give it that much. It is certainly a thing. Where else could I put these? Put it there. Delete that block bit there instead. It looks a little bit better since we're kind of giving it a different bit of dimension. As the wings now going in slightly rather than being the exact same locale as the front ones. So that's a plus. Kind of. In a way. You're one ugly thing. You're an ugly Mr. Flyer. You really are. Okay, we're not going to sing that. Well, we could... Also, I'm saying far too much recently. Have you noticed this? Recently, I became the Lord. But tier that there and tier 6 is elsewhere. And the bombs will go on the bottom. Bombs, of course, being plasma. And have one on the front, if possible, for up. So no, I think we'll get enough uplift. Let's just test this out. Let's see if this thing works. You know, I don't think it will. Ooh, we can make it a medic drone. No! Lathrix, you literally just said not to do that. Okay, not enough thrust to lift us. Oh. Never mind, ignore what I just said. Wow, that controls really oddly with the... I've never actually had hovers on the fly before. That's... really bizarre. What on earth? Also nowhere near enough thrust. Clearly. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of that middle, and we'll instead add a tier 8 thruster in its wake. Oops. This is the wrong block, always a good start, I find. There, okay. Let's try it with that. I want it to be small and nippy, but I kind of like the idea of it landing and it being kind of cute when it's landed, like it's just floating there. I don't want it to be big, but I feel that this structure we've built here is a bit of a failure. Ah! Why does it do that? Oh, hovers really, really confuse the controls. There we go. Oh, no. Maybe it's the use of rudders on the front, honestly, that could be doing that. Well, at least could be contributing to that. Tier 7. Tier 8, just because how vulnerable they're going to be, actually, honestly. So, how about that? I must admit, I'm disliking the look of it less and less. I just want it to function. Honestly, if all else fails, we will go into full-on flyer mode. I don't mind losing the hover element. It was just kind of a novel idea in my head, just because I've never did it before. Well, that looks better. And it has enough thrust to actually... It has enough uplift to actually control itself, which is quite rather nice. Well, it works, and it looks like a surprised face. 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Oh, it actually works okay. Also, it makes happy happy hover noises when you get too close. Let's see if we can twist. So what happens if I get too close to the ground? Will it simply flatten me out, or will it completely balk me up? So let's find out. Aha! Oh, yeah, it just kind of flattens me out. That's good. Starting to like it very slowly. However, I do think that perhaps the hovers are simply a bit of, I don't know, a negative, not so much a positive. Which is a shame. I'm not used to trying to make hover flyers. Like I said, I've never actually made one before, so it's a bit of a foggy area for me in terms of expertise. Be right back. I'm just going to quickly mess around with an idea I've got in my head, which will take far too much time to show you, and if it works, I'll show you that. It lives! By Jove, it lives! Okay, so at least now we have a functional flyer. First of all, rudders. Well, actual rudder. I kind of thought that perhaps we'd get away without using one, but it seems that using one does make us a million times better. Second of all, proper wings. These help. Third of all, proper use of thrusters. Fourth of all, actually, if I've run out of things, I just wanted to say fourth of all, because it sounds really weird and almost like you're charging into battle. Fourth of all! Well, it actually does sound like some evil word. Now, the flyer does function now, which is lovely. It actually functions like a flyer, which is rather nice, if a bit sluggish on the turning. However, it's when it lands, which I do. Look, wait till it lands, and it's a hover. It just hits the wall like that. It's beautiful. So, what I'm thinking is, we need sideways thrusters so we can control ourselves on the ground a bit better, and I would like some form of weaponry we can use while on the floor. That would be lovely. Perhaps also thinking about perhaps using a little bit of helium to make us a bit lighter, but honestly, right now I'm quite happy with the ugly little thing. In fact, I figured out a name for him. He shall be called Ugh, because it's ugly. Do you see what I did there? I am truly an inspiration for all humour. Oh dear. Very British, very dry humour, honestly. So, let's see. Where would turning... Well, we could just put it on the back if we have space. There we are. Good, okay, good. That'll help us with turning a little bit, both in air and on ground. So, that's that sorted. Lots of little thrusters. Now comes the time. The time has come, my little friends, to speak of weapons and things. So, what kind of weapon do I actually want on this creature? The obvious choice is a fat-ass plasma launcher right in its butt. That's the obvious choice, honestly. But, do I actually want this? Do I actually want this? Probably yes, but no, I don't really. I want to be a medic. It's just in my nature to be medical. Because of the hover now, it essentially means we can land the flyer in one position, and then everything will go right from there. So I am very, very tempted to be a medic again. Am I going to go back on my previous statement of I've made far too many medics? Yes, because it even looks cool than I expected. Don't say it looks cool exactly, but it looks better. Plus, it just kind of works in my head. It makes sense. It does make sense. It just works, you know? But there. Now, we could even have a cross if we got rid of that, which is rather nice. The medic's cross on our face as well. I think, yeah, this is how it's going to pan out. It's going to be a medic. It's just the way it was meant to be. It was just destiny, honestly. It was destiny that this was going to happen. I can't fight destiny, so and so. It's as much as I would choose to. It is just the way of things. Like, originally, I decided I wasn't going to be a pathologist. I was going to work at Land Rover, the place which builds cars, and just, you know, have quite a basic life. Because honestly, I had enough learning. But destiny called, I ended up getting enrolled in university anyway, and I haven't looked back since. And I think this is a similar situation, but with more guns, honestly. And yes, I am making some form of cross. However, it is turning into the Christian cross very quickly, which is not the intention. Well, we're now holy. That's good. That's a good thing to know. That won't offend anyone and no one will yell at me. Okay, well, anyway, let's get the cubes in here. Protect our little winglets a little bit. Honestly, I'm disliking the look of this less and less, which is rather nice. It is rather nice when you don't hate the look of the vehicle you're flying. I could get used to that. It's rather cute and stout in its own little way. Well, sir and sirettes, I think it's time to give this thing a test run in an actual match. Ooh. So back in a second with the first match with UG. And here we are in the first match with the UG. I've made some somewhat significant changes before starting the match. I have changed our weapon configuration to one tier 9, 2 tier 8s, as you can see, which is lovely. In addition to this, I have changed so we have double rudders on the back. I can't remember exactly what I showed off last time, but you can see there's been some changes, nothing life-altering. Now, I did a poor job of explaining what I was thinking about when designing this robot. I want it to be what the Medisled never was. A medic that can get to anywhere on the map exceedingly quickly, being a flyer, but can land and stay stable to heal ground units. And in that, I've made it significantly front-heavy on purpose, so it dives. This means when it's on its hovers, it can actually stay down fairly well. The problem is, of course, it does sacrifice some flying. Wow. Rails sound awesome now. Hopefully one of them will see the interceptor we just spotted. Or the rail there before it hits me. No one else really needs to heal? Well, that healer there's in a bit of trouble, but not much. We can stay here quite happily for now. Don't really want to draw the attention of the rails over there. Okay. Is it time to try and be the hero? No. Yes, okay. Okay, let's go to the medic, if we can. Off we go. Okay, this is showing what I want the robot to be able to do. Hopefully you don't die on the way. I can see a rail down there, it's been crippled. If this guy stays still for 5 seconds, we can actually heal him. There we go. Oh, there's a rail looking at us from up high. There he is. Bit of an overreaction by me caused me to lose control. Let's see if we can get up to him before he shoots us down. Oh, another rail spotted us, darn it. Okay, down we go. So down we go. Okay, he's took out one of our rudders, and that's lost significant control of our robot. However, there we go. And down he goes, lovely. Yep, lost a lot of control of my flyer there. That was a really nice designed a really nice designed walker. That is something I am considering, just going to do the simple thing and become a walker. Oh, hello. A walker and flyer, because that's a much simpler and makes more sense thing to do. I basically lost one of my guns. I've lost almost all control of the flyer though, which is a bit of a concern. See if we can dive bomb this fellow. There we are. Aim for his gun if possible, and let's see if we can get a second kill. Nope, the rail got it, which is absolutely fine. I'm okay happy with that. The controls still need refining. Ooh, was about to have a coughing fit then and stop myself. The control. Still, we won, got our daily victory. That was okay. That was okay. But it could have been better. I think let's play another game, let's see how it fares, and then we'll do some alterations. Honestly, like I say, there is a huge chance we just give in and go to walker mode, which would make a lot more sense and honestly function a hell of a lot better. But let's see if we can keep it as it is for now, because I quite like the idea of the vehicle, and it's something for me to practice with and refine later on. So back in a second with the second match, hopefully doing better, if not the same. Wait, the same, if not better. Haha. Okay, and we are back for the second match. Hopefully doing a bit better than last time, but let's see. Oop, should really turn on the hovers. There we go. So many new noises, it's bizarre. A lot of walkers, which I'm not that happy about, and a Reaper that's already halfway across the map. Let's see how well he does. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, with rail spam being a big thing even in tier 7, I'm finding that Reapers are having less and less fun, which honestly I don't mind. I will of course try and heal him if he gets back here a bit. I'm not going to go to halfway across the map to heal him, but there we are. Let's see if we can get up to him. The climb on this thing's pretty good. Oh, no, there he goes. I was going to mid-air heal him, but that didn't happen. Also, a rail spam was against us. Thankfully, missed every single shot. But did very annoyingly spot us. Ah. Okay, I'm finding an issue, which happened last time, that my my hover blades attached like mountains and such when I go past them, causing me to twist. That's something I think I just need to learn how to avoid. Okay, we're now a hovercraft. Rah. Rail sounds so cool now. Someone's trying to use that little snowbank trick there. Good SMG, good lad. Oh, plasma over there, quite badly damaged, and a rail closer by will get the rail first. Getting back to full. Nice and quick, and then we'll do the same with the plasma. Oh, there's a pony. There's a pony coming at us. That's interesting. Kill the pony. It's a really well done pony, I'll admit that. But it is a pony nonetheless. Healing the pony. In the face. Rails, rails everywhere. This poor pony's being constructed and then deconstructed constantly. Try and go for the medic, obviously, is the best idea here. Oh, go down, that's going to get us otherwise. Oh, and then the medic's after us, let's move out. Go for the pony now as the medic was essentially crippled. Go for the pony, rather than go for the plasma. Oh, rail there, keep moving. Make it a little bit harder for him to hit us. I think I remember why I stopped playing medics in this tier now. Too many rails. Makes you feel very, very defenseless. Because what can I do against that rail? Absolutely nothing but hide. How much armor does this pony have? It's ridiculous. Where is that cockpit? Ah, we're dead. A lot of really well-designed rails, I must say. I mean, hats off to them, like. Credit where credit's due and all that. No, let's just heal our medic, fella. Oh, no, we're dead. Okay, we're gone. That was insanity. Must have had really low tier plasmas to pull off that much tier 7 armor. It was ridiculous. I don't think this robot's competitive enough, but it tested an idea at least. And if anything, it was a science experiment that sadly failed. Let's have one last game, then I think we're going to give up on it and possibly change it completely, or just do it in the next episode. Science experiments are science experiments. Back in a second. Okay, here's the last experiment of this little science project. Poor Ugg. I don't think Ugg's going to remain in our team for very long. I've not had much luck with hybrid flyers other than flyer walkers, which is a big shame. I don't want another flyer walker. I've had over 4. I think I've had 5. I'm not 100% sure though in the past, so I don't really want to have yet another one. It would be nice to go down a different route and be a bit special, but I don't think this is going to be the one. Wow. Good shooting there, lads. Oh, ow. Good shooting there, enemies. Stay still. Turn off your hovers. Oh, that's derailed. Ah, darn it. What a weird robot. Says me. Says the one using this thing. Wow. Our team is being gutted. Also, I did see the rail line behind us. Which I'm very concerned about and now extremely paranoid. We've lost most of our team, haven't we? Nope, nope, most of the team is still alive. Oh. I can't abandon these two, though. They're the only thing holding the middle. But if I get those to full health, we have more robots on the... There he is. That walker's doing a lot of damage, but thankfully not getting many kills. Oh, get out of the way. Okay, now I'm being shot at. Guys, I can't heal myself. Thanks, guys. Lost my rudder. Incoming more rails. And more CPU for me! Haha! He seems to only have 2 shots, so I think it's some very over-tiered rail. Which is the one up there. Or at least it certainly feels that way. Well, I don't... Oh yeah, I just saw him, he's absolutely tiny. This SMG is going to be both our deaths, sadly. Oh no, I took out all of his guns, yay! Be gone, foul beast! No! There's another one! Why so many? Foul beasts! Why are you in such high quantity? I demand less foul beasts. I also demand my thing to turn around so I can shoot the thing. Ah, last, there we go. Yay! Oh wait, no! One of my thrusters points down when I try and go forward. That's a shame. Ah, I thought I could be a scumbag and fly around for a bit. Sadly not. Sadly not. Well, today was a science experiment, and sadly the science experiment has concluded a null, a negative. So, yeah, thank you for watching Certain Threads. Not all videos must end in a happy ending, and this certainly isn't one of those. Thank you for watching. Any suggestions on similar craft, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I will be making a new video straight away on a more reliable kind of robot for tier 7, which will almost certainly work as well. It's quite a simple design in my head, and it's nothing special or stupid, like this, which is both. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Do have a nice day.